Happy New Year! Welcome back to my channel. I thought I would kick off the new year by wrapping up the books I read for the last 2 months. I did 100 books for my reading challenge on Goodreads, and it was a tight one, but I finished it, and these are just all of the books I have. I was really bad about doing wrap-ups and putting my books in vlogs and any of the things I was trying to do. So my goal for 2021 is to be more consistent with my uploads, just be more consistent with my content, and just do better. This year was just absolutely crazy with COVID, and while it was still crazy, I feel like I have more of a handle on things, so I should be able to be more consistent. So if you want to continue my 2021 journey with me, please make sure you subscribe below, hit the notification bell, and if you could like this video and leave a comment for me, that would really help me out a lot. And let me know if there's anything in particular you want to see me do. I am mostly doing music and sketches and some like vlog and reading stuff, but if there's like any sort of trend or video that you'd be interested in, I'm here. So I'm going to try to get through these books pretty quickly. Full disclosure, I filmed this entire thing and then realized my shirt was just like completely down. So I'm filming this for a second time right now, and my dog, you might hear her little patter. She's antsy and trying to play, so it's a whole mess, but we're gonna get it done because I'm gonna be consistent this year. So this is in no particular order because it got really messed up. I have a ton of books here, so I'm really going to try to be concise. I wasn't very concise the first time around, and as I'm blabbering about how concise I'm gonna be, let me just get into it. The first book I have here is Confessions of a Shopaholic, Sophia Kinsella. Super cute Christmas read. It's Christmas Shopaholic. It is in the Confessions of a Shopaholic series, but it was such a cute Christmas read. I read the first book a million years ago, and this was just a really great sequel. I really want to read all the other sequels. She is just such a likable, fun character. I got like really sucked into the story. It feels like it would be a light and fluffy read, but I got sucked in and I couldn't stop reading it, and I really wanted to know what happened, and I really enjoyed it, and I highly recommend it next year if you want to read a good Christmas book. Well, what are you doing? My dog is drinking and just making as much noise as possible right now. The next book I have is a play, El Salvador. I read these plays mostly because plays are short, but to really get a good grasp on plays, you do have to read them more than once. It was fine. I don't have a lot of analysis on it because I was just trying to get my goals done. I wish I did read it a few times, but what can you do? Goals are goals. The next book I have is Secret Santa. I did this in my haul last month, but it's basically like a horror Christmas book set in the 80s. I thought it was fun. It wasn't anything groundbreaking or super special to me, but I liked it. I thought the ending was fun. I could see it being a movie or something. Yeah, it was just like, it was a fun read. I kind of love horror books, so I loved that combo of horror and Christmas. I thought that was super fun for me, especially. Hey, do you want to come up? Hello! Oh my goodness! Hello! Want to relax a little? Thank you. Make sure you don't pull my shirt down this time. I totally blame her because she just all up in my grill. The next book I have is All I Want for Christmas. It was this cute little short book just about this girl in high school who wants her Christmas kiss under the mistletoe, and she has 2 guys she's been kind of seeing. The only thing is the end was a little weird and out of left field for me. I guess you could see it coming, but I don't know, I wish there was like more lead up to it coming or more explanation of it afterwards. At the end I was just kind of like, what? But it was cute. I mostly just got it because All I Want for Christmas Is You is one of my favorite songs. I'm super basic, so there you go. Another Christmas one, Princess for Christmas by Jenny Holiday. Basically, this princess comes to New York. She's from Moldova, which is a made-up country, and she kind of is intrigued by this cab driver who ends up driving her around. It was cute. It was fine. It wasn't my favorite of all the Christmas ones, and basically the princess and the cab driver both lost parents, and they just kept bringing it up in just the most repetitive way, and that drove me nuts. Besides that, super cute, but there was so much repetition of because of my parents dying, because of my mom dying, just everything. It was kind of, I feel like that could have been like cleaned up a little bit. Because by like the 8th time I was like, stop, we know. The next book I have is The Four Agreements. This is one of the books I read in the morning. I basically got this because on the TV show Barry, one of the gang members talks about this book during a fight. And I was like, he seems like he knows what he's talking about. He's on top of his game. I want you to read it. By the way, if you don't watch Barry on HBO, please watch it and tell me how much you love it. And if you do watch it, tell me how much you love it below because I'm obsessed with that show. But yeah, this was a really good book. It's definitely one I want to reread again soon. Books like this, I think it takes a bunch of rereads to really be able to like start absorbing the content. So yeah, this is definitely one I'm planning on rereading this year. The next book I have is My Squirrel Days. Ellie Kemper is so cute. I love this actress. I love Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. I just think she's adorable. I love reading books that are written by like autobiographies because you just totally hear her voice when you're reading it. And if you're a fan of her or if you just enjoy laughter, you should read this. There's just so many. I would just reread this to my boyfriend. It's just like, this part's so funny. Just really good. If you hear a lot of like thuds, it's because I didn't put a table next to me. I'm trying to get rid of the books. So sorry. This next book I have is Daughter of the Siren Queen, Trisha Levenseller. This was in a duology. Daughter of the Pirate King was the first one. I really enjoyed that one a lot, so I thought I would get the second book. This one was okay. It definitely wasn't as good for me. I think the story in the world was really interesting, but I was super into the first book, and then this one was just eh. I also really liked the love story in the first book, and it kind of continued in here, but it just was lacking for me. In the first book, there was a lot more, I don't know, there's just a lot more going on. I can't explain it. I just like the first one better. But it was definitely worth reading the second one, you know, just to see how it all ended up and where everyone went. The next book I have, Christmas Carol, Charles Dickens. I haven't read this for a long time, but I did watch A Muppet's Christmas Carol, which is one of my favorite Christmas movies. It's so good. The music's so good. I put a cover of one of the songs up this year because rewatching it, I was like, the songs are amazing. It was so good. But yeah, Christmas Carol was a nice quick read. I read it in a day. Good story. You know, be a good person. Don't be a Scrooge. Give your little workers coal. You know, all the good stuff. The next book I have is The Hollywood Survival Guide for Actors, Kim Jackson. She is someone who has coached me like with career advice. She's amazing. I haven't seen her for almost a year now. I saw her probably in February last year, and then everything shut down and I wasn't able to go to my next meeting with her, unfortunately. So I haven't seen her forever, but this book was great. It was kind of great kind of hearing her voice in it. This is really great if you're an aspiring actor or someone who has just moved to a major city for acting, and just a lot of good reminders for myself too, even though I've been out here for a while. Yeah, I really recommend it. It's really good. Next book I have is The Party, Robin Harding. I was so shocked with this book. I randomly got it on a bargain shelf at Barnes & Noble and was just like, maybe, I don't know. But I got sucked into this story. It is basically, pardon me, it is basically a girl's Sweet 16 party, and she is newly friends with popular kids. So she invites 2 old friends and 2 popular kids, and she's trying to make it a good party so the popular kids are like impressed. And something horrible happens, and you kind of get everyone's perspective. You get the girls, you get her parents, like they're a mess. You get the girl who got her party's perspective and her mom, and I just got so sucked in. There was a lot going on. It was really good. I think it could have been like a little darker, if that makes sense, because a lot of it was it was like they all have secrets, but the secrets weren't as big as I feel like they could have been. But besides that, like I was so into this world, I couldn't stop reading. I had dreams about it, the whole thing. You know how like you get really obsessed with a book and a story, and you just can't. I couldn't get it out of my head until I finished it. I really recommend it. It was such a random book, such a random read, and I'm really happy I finally read it. And the next is another play, The Plebeians versus the Uprising. Once again, I didn't do a good analysis of it, so it was just to get my goals met. Yeah, not much to say about it. The Afterlife of Polly Chase is a Scrooge retelling I have really wanted to read since last year when my copy went missing and I never got it. Just basically this teenager is a brat. She kind of sucks. They do a Christmas Carol treatment on her to try to get her to see the error of her ways. She does not, and she dies, and then she is the new ghost of Christmas past. I thought it was really good. I think there were mixed reviews on it, but I really enjoyed it. This is another one I got super sucked into the story. Couldn't stop thinking about it, had dreams about it, the whole 9 yards again. So I really liked it. I love the Scrooge story, the Christmas Carol story, and I love retellings of it. It's just really good. I like seeing how other people do it or how they rework it. It's just really cool. The next book I have is I Never Saw Another Butterfly. It is drawings and poems from the Theresienstadt concentration camp during the Holocaust. It was just, I did my senior thesis on genocide and performing, and I did a performance piece that pieced together these poems, not all of them, but a selection of them, and poems from children in Darfur, and I kind of like melded them together. And I haven't combed through this book since college. I had all of these books about the Holocaust and about different genocides in Darfur, and when I was in college, I was just so wrapped up in it, and then I had to take a step back. It puts you in a headspace, and it's crazy. And I combed through this book so many times. Like, it is super beat up from how much I had to go through it, and rereading it was really crazy. It brought me back to that time as well, and just how like involved I was in it. And it gave you text in the beginning to kind of get you into it and tell you more of what was happening. I mean, we all kind of know what happened, but just to read it right before really just gave a lot more weight to all these poems. And if you haven't read this, I feel like you should. It's just heartbreaking, and it's beautiful how the children were able to express themselves in just a horrible time. I'm sure that was helpful, that they were able to do that, even though the whole thing was just a horror show. And I don't know what else to say about it, but yeah, I had originally chose it because it was a book of poems, and then when I reread it, I was like, oh, I'm happy I reread this. It just gives you a lot of perspective on life, and yeah, that's all I have. I'm kind of speechless about it. Totally Awkward Love Story is my next one. Super casual segue, but this was just a cute little high school love story. Nothing special. I liked it, but there was nothing about it that was incredibly standout-ish. Nothing about it stood out to me. I can talk. I read a lot and cannot speak, apparently. Okay. I have been reading more smut books than ever before during all of this, but I kind of like took a little bit of a break because I felt like I needed to expand my horizons and not just read smut during this entire quarantine. But I went back to one, and it's Long Hard Ride, Laurel and James cowboy one. My boyfriend got me a whole variety of them, and I wasn't sure if I would like the cowboy one, because I don't know, like the whole culture and stuff. I don't know if that's like my thing. And I didn't. It was kind of weird. There was just a lot of questionable moments in it. I don't like when the guy's super domineering in these books. I feel like that happens a lot, and it kind of makes me cringe a little. Sometimes it's done well where it's okay, I feel like, but this one didn't do it well. There was also some random like homophobic content and a really like casual statement that was kind of racist but not even addressed, and it made me wonder like what the author's viewpoint is on that. I mean, maybe it was just that character, but it was just a very small character, and it's kind of just a lot of weird moments like that took me out of it, and I was just like, okay, like, I don't know. It was weird. I don't think the cowboy scene is my thing. Not my favorite. No. Yeah. The next book I have is The Blur Years, Eleanor Kreisman. This is a book about a young girl and her mom, and they are just like going through life, and the mom's kind of a mess, and their whole life is kind of a mess, and just like kind of what happens from when she's little to a teenager, I think, is when it ends. It's really short. I kind of wish it was longer. There was just so much going on. I would have loved to dive deeper into a lot of the periods of her life. It was heartbreaking in a lot of places too. It made me kind of like, ooh, like gross. For this girl, it was just like sad what she had to go through, and the end was very like it was just the end scene. Like, it was a lot. Yeah, I liked it overall, but it was a lot. It's not for the faint of heart. The next book I have is The 4-Hour Workweek, Timothy Ferriss. I don't think this was quite geared towards me. I think this is mostly for people who work 9 to 5 and want more freedom in their lives. There's still some stuff I could get out of it, of course, but it wasn't. I don't think I was the target audience. But if you do work a 9 to 5 and hate it, you know, you might find some stuff in here that helps you, I guess. But it's just like not really. I read the whole thing. It's kind of long. I got very little out of it for myself. The next book I have is The New Jim Crow, Michelle Alexander. I got this for my boyfriend for his birthday, and then tons of people were buying it in May, June because of the whole Black Lives Matter movement. I highly recommend it. I feel like this should be required reading or something in this vein. Lots of information. She focused specifically on Black men in the justice system, but there's just a lot about it. I knew some of it vaguely, but seeing it all laid out just shows you how much disparity there is with how people are treated in that sort of situation. And I really highly recommend it. I think just educating yourself about it is the best thing we can do, and yeah, I think everyone should read it. Or there was a bunch of recommended books. This just happened to be one we had, but this one was good. It was really good for educating me on stuff that I wasn't quite sure about or kind of vaguely knew, but it gave me more concrete things to look at. All right. The next book I have here was actually my 100th book of the year, Love, Lucy. It is a Lucille Ball autobiography. I think her daughter found this after she passed away, and it was this autobiography she was just writing and never like finished it or published it or anything. So it was really good. I read it before. It was really interesting seeing how they came up with the multi-cam setup for their show, I Love Lucy. Yeah, I loved it. I love Lucille Ball. Yeah, that's it. And this last book this is my first book of 2021, The Miracle Morning. It's just about having a very focused routine in the morning to help you get the most out of your day. This kind of recommends you wake up at 5 a.m. That's always been hard for me. I don't know how necessary that is for the whole thing. I think just waking up early enough so you could do it before you start the day is kind of the focus of it. And he talks about it if you work nights or whatever and you can't wake up at 5 a.m. Because if you go to bed at 2 and wake up at 5, I don't know how productive that is. But it's something I've implemented it myself. I don't wake up super early, but as of now, I don't really have many places to go, like a lot of us. So I just do this every morning, and I like it. It helps focus your day, especially meditating in the morning. The few times I don't meditate, it doesn't happen a lot. I notice my day is just not better. So that's one of them is meditation. So I recommend that for you. That's all I have. Once again, I'm going to be a lot more consistent this year. Let me know if there's anything in particular you'd like to see. If you've read any of these books, let me know and let me know your thoughts on them. And if you have any book recommendations for the year, I'm already filling up my list of things I want to read. I have many books I got for Christmas and many books I still have that I haven't read. So I'm excited to add more and more and more to it. And that's it. Thanks so much, guys, and I will see you on Tuesday. Bye.